Coppinger's going to take it right foot to Coppin. Oh! Doncaster Rovers have done it!
Ladies and gentlemen, that performance was worthy of anyone to try and stay up in this league. MK Dons 0, Doncaster Rovers numero uno. What a performance by every single player on that pitch. Fight, desire, passion, everything we've been asking for week after week after week after week. They didn't show it for 25 minutes, not 35, not 45, not 55, not 65, 90 minutes plus the injury time. We defended like the Queen's barricade. We defended like we wanted to defend Buckingham Palace from invasion. That's how we defended. We defended for every single person's lives. We gave everything and left our hearts on that pitch today. Against a team fighting in the top 6, to come away with 3 points when we hadn't won away all season. We hadn't won away since Rochdale in May, and we were relegated them 2-1. We hadn't won away since that day. And we hadn't got an away win all season. We had 1 point away from home all season. Better make that 4 points away all season. What a win. And now we're not bottom of the table anymore. Gillingham are bottom of the league. And you know what? Brilliant. I can't wait to hopefully not be bottom of the league again. If we can just get a run of games together now, we can stay away from being bottom of the league. And who knows, if we get enough 3 points and people around us keep dropping points. Fleetwood lost today. AFC Wimbledon dropped points against Burton. They were 1-0 up, they finished 1-1. Morecambe just beat Wycombe, so they are beatable on some games. I mean, we can't say anything about Morecambe the second time round because if you know, you know. Crewe, we got a point against them, but I think they're beatable. You know, there's so many teams that are beatable, that are potentially beatable. If we can show that in every single game from now to the end of the season, bring in a CDM, bring in another couple of attackers, like another winger and another striker, for me, I mean, to be fair, you know, do we, you know, people will say yes we do, but do we need another striker? If you put Kieran Agon on the pitch with Joe Dadu, it makes Joe Dadu look better. Agon hasn't really had a chance in this game, but it makes Joe Dadu look better. I mean, I'd still say we're bringing another striker as like a temporary option to the end of the season, and then bring another permanent to compete with Dadu, because it's all about placement for positions, you know. And this is a huge learning curve for this team now, because they need to learn you can't just sit comfortably next weekend against Plymouth, because they're going to want to go for it, especially with the way they lost against Lincoln today. Plymouth are going to be a tough opposition, having come all that way. They're going to want to go for it. We need to go for it. They want to go for it. We need to stop them, because if it wasn't for a couple of incidents, we could have got something out of that Plymouth game under Richie Wellens. We just couldn't hang on in that game. It was just something in that game where we lost 2-1 and we just couldn't hang on. For me, if we just show that for 90 minutes, defend for our lives, catch them on the break and just get some goals in, or maybe at least a goal or two, then we've got a chance against Plymouth, because Plymouth look shaky right now. This is probably their shakiest form, and you know when it started? Ever since Ryan Lowe left. Stephen Schumacher, I've got no doubt he'll be a great manager. But I think the Plymouth vibe has been shaken up a little bit because of when Ryan Lowe departed. It felt like a piece of the puzzle had left. Schumacher's trying to pick up the pieces, and fair play to him. He's shown some good. But the players on that pitch cannot lose in the 90th plus minute to Lincoln. And Lincoln, for me, you know, they're going to start climbing up now. John Marquis gets a debut goal for them as well. So, you know, they've got a nice striker there. So, it was out to prove a point. So, for me, Lincoln will stay away from trouble. So, Plymouth right now are in a bit of shaky form. Perfect time to play them, especially since we defended for our lives for 90 minutes and just got that win under the belt. The goal from Dadu, brilliant. Decent goal, can't fault it. The defending by this football club today was stupendous. Horton, yes, he kept getting caught out time and time again on the left-hand side and exposed, but you know what? It's part of communication. It's part of football intelligence. He's still young. For this younger back line, it's going to come with time. Kyle Noyle, best game in a Rovers shirt this season, period. 2 world-class clearances off the line towards the end of the game. But the centre-backs and the goalkeeper, Lewis Jones, is one of our own. And that centre-back pairing, Joseph Olowu and Ollie Younger. If I was Tom Anderson, no offence to the guy, but I would be really worried about your position at the club next season. Just my honest opinion. Off of that performance, if we can keep those 2 fit, Olowu and Younger as a partnership, long-term for me. Absolutely long-term, because we see what they can do together. We see the way they communicate. Olowu barely put a foot wrong. Younger was world-class. He never, ever put a foot wrong in that game. He was world-class. He was a proper old-school centre-back. Got in the way of everything. Put the tackles in. Been there at the right time when we needed him. Headed things away, got things away, cleared the danger. For me, Ollie Younger put in a heroic performance. He's like Superman. And MK Dons was Darkseid or Lex Luthor. The bad guys always lose. And MK Dons aren't bad guys. They're seen by FC Wimbledon fans as the bad guys for obvious reasons. But for me, it was like watching Batman vs. the Joker, but the Joker had the strength of Will from the In-Betweeners, and Batman had the strength of The Thing. I know a Marvel DC crossover will ignite the hate against me, but you get my point. Like, one had strength, the other had nothing. And I'm not saying MK Dons weren't in the game at all. MK Dons came at us with so much pressure, and that's why we defended for our lives today. MK Dons, on the attack, were great. They just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net because we kept defending everything. Our strength level was Batman. Their strength level was Will from the In-Betweeners. Or should I say their attack level was like Will from the In-Betweeners. Their attack ended up being cowardly finishes. They went at us quite a lot of times, in fact a hell of a lot of times. But their attack, in terms of their finishes, were cowardly. And we got in the way of everything. Lewis Jones, save after save after save. Just for tonight, the haters of Lewis Jones, shut your mouth. Because Lewis Jones tonight deserves nothing but praise. He was exceptional today, and he's one of our flipping own. So what do we need to do now against Plymouth Argyle next weekend? We need to go for it like we did today. Go for it a bit more on the attack, but show that same dogged defensive display like today. Because if we do that and clear everything thrown at us, get on the attack and get our finishing right, especially with an experienced CDM in there to help dictate the play and be physical on the ball. You know, a big nasty bugger at the back that can also dictate the play as like a deep playmaker as well as a strength-based defensive midfielder. We have the capabilities here to achieve the great escape. We just need that consistency now. It's all about consistency. Get on a run. Get a run together. Don't come away from this 3 points and think comfortably and think, oh, we're going to walk through this like next week. Actually turn up and earn the right to win a game. Because every game from now to the end of the season is a cup final to stay in the great escape. Because we're now, 9 points off safety now? And we've got, I think, a game. No, I'm not too sure if it's a game or two in hand. No, I don't think we have a game or two in hand. I think some teams have played more games than others. I might be wrong though, but I can't remember how many games we've played. But we are 9 points away from safety. If we can get surprising points against top teams like we did today, and then pick up wins against more beatable teams further towards where we are, rather than further away from where we are, we have a chance of staying up. We also have to rely on other results as well, but that will come. But there we are, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm Aaron Chandler from Forever Football DRC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, full time. Rovers side die. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all next time. Come on, Rovers. 3 points. Get in.